Okay, let's go with the men's.
The men's, right at you, coming hard. Out there at Ipswich where they're hosting Maroochydore. Shane Hill has them firing with an 8-3 record. Clearly, like we've spoken before, the best team in the South. I don't think anybody can argue with that now. Ippy going to put all kind of hurt all over Maroochydore. That's a tip-off at 7 at the Cotton On Stadium. And I think Gleason had 40-some odd. And the other dude, Zarin Ferretti, sits out there and just goes whack, whack, whack. Hammer's got him firing. I just don't see him losing to Maroochydore. Should be an easy, convincing victory.
It will be hard to even stop Ben Allen. Like, he's been the defensive anchor for that team. Not on the offensive. Like, even Ryan Jeffries.
Back up. Play it back. Did you say Ben Allen is a defensive anchor?
Yeah, well,
I've heard him described as an anchor before, but I've never heard him described as a defensive anchor. I gotta get out and watch Ipswich play. If Ben Allen is rebounding and playing defense, man, I do. Shane Hill is a miracle. Well, Shane Hill is a miracle worker if that's happening.
Well, look at it like guys like Ryan Jeffries and Ben Allen haven't been scoring much because the load of the offensive has gone to Zaron and Gleason and even Stolle. So
the defensive anchor. Okay, I'll have to see it. So we both picking Ipswich?
Yes.
Wow. Okay, Southwest hosting Cairns. I got no idea with Southwest. I had a lot of love for Southwest. They're just like they've got a split personality. So if Cairns come
just
with
like
all
you?
their No, I'm just an asshole. I don't have a split personality. I'm not a nice guy and an asshole. I don't have a split personality. I think Southwest men's team do, and I think if Cairns come with their 4 restricted players that they're somehow playing as 2, I got to go with Cairns. And from what I know, they're bringing down their best side, and that game's going to be at the Hibiscus Center, 7 o'clock Saturday night. I'm tipping Cairns. 2 up and down for me lately, Southwest.
I'm going to have to go. It's going to be Cairns, but it's going to still be a close game because Southwest will need to fire up eventually. And I just got this feeling, I don't know what Cairns team will even show up.
Me either. If a decent one shows up, I'm going with Cairns. I mean, they did beat Rocky in Rocky, and that was without Jawa. So, all right, up the mountain. Here's another one. Flip a coin. What team's going to show up? The Mountaineers, who won their last game up there, they're playing 7 o'clock in the Ice House at the USQ Clyde Berghoff Rec Center. They're hosting the boys from the beach, the Gold Coast Rollers. And I don't know what team's going to roll up for the Rollers. I got no idea. Talent alone tells me the Gold Coast should win, but it's a lot more than that. I'm going to pick the Gold Coast in a close game. I just think they do have some people that can slow down.
If Legan plays like he played at their last matchup where they beat Gold Coast at Gold Coast, I've got to go to Toowoomba.
He's going to Toowoomba, I'm going the Coast. I think the Coast are going to be a little bit upset about losing that game at home. They need to start winning this one or it's going to slip further and further away from them.
First of all, Toowoomba has to get, if they're going to have any snowball chance in hell to make the playoffs, they've got to start winning all their games. So the one versus Gold Coast is a really crucial game for them.
Legan was Player of the Week.
Yep.
Wow, there you go. Voted on by, we still haven't found out who votes for that, do we? Some guy in an office. Maybe Sean Wood, is that his name? BQ? I don't know. But it's an interesting call for Player of the Week. Anyhow, Coach of the Month, whatever. Every time it's controversial. But like I said, no one would know. Okay, the Capitals going to be hosting the Bundaberg Bowls in what could be one of the plays of the Pool of Ease, the Pool of Weak as Piss, whatever you want to call it.
It's definitely one of the... it's a crucial game because whoever wins basically gets the second spot because...
hold on. 25-point win to the Capitals. If they finish equal, I don't see Bundy beating them by 25 at home. If they get them by 26...
playing, I wouldn't be that sure.
Well, they have 1 win? They've had 1 win.
Yeah.
They beat Rollers last week. What do you mean the way they've been playing?
Well, I mean...
By the week before.
Well, I mean, Bundaberg, Brisbane could easily lose by 25 points to Bundaberg.
And with Bundaberg, with who knows what's going on in the zoo that they call Bundaberg basketball. I mean, really, you don't know what the heck's going on there. What happened this week? I haven't heard from Peyton Place what's going on. I've heard that they've, picking junior coaches and their women's QBO coach doesn't get a junior team that he applied for. But hey, that's Bundaberg basketball. So they could win by 25. They could lose by 30. They could get in a punch-up with each other during halftime. They could have a punch-up between the men's and the women's team. Anything could happen in Bundaberg. It's the rum, I'm telling you. It's the rum, and I love Bundaberg, people. I got some really close friends from Bundaberg, but I got no idea what's going on up there. I don't know, maybe I should move there and drink or smoke whatever they're smoking and drinking up there. Because some weird stuff's going on in Bundy. But
I'm out of it.
You know me, I'm on the Dale Ryan Can't Motivate His Team 101. I'm picking Bundy. I'm picking the Bundaberg Bulls to have a fight amongst each other and still win the game. Because that's what teams like do. So I'm picking Bundy.
I've got to go Bundy too.
We're both going Bundy, and we're idiots. We're picking that team that could erupt into anything. And one, you know, there's two factions. We're going to divide. No, you guys are playing Brisbane, not each other. Oh, sorry. We'll turn our attention to them. So we're both going with Bundy, and neither one of us know why. In a game that, you know, wow, it is the height of mediocrity, and it actually has playoff ramifications.
If this video doesn't become viral, I'm going to shave my head.
Don't do that. Viral means 3 people watch it. That's viral for us. All right, let's go to Gladstone, where in an interesting game, the Gladstone Power will be hosting the Townsville Heat. Townsville, I think, have their full team. Yeah. Gladstone are similar, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I'm not tipping Gladstone again this year, so I'll be tipping Townsville to go with my boy Mitch Norton and Todd Blanchfield. I think they'll be too strong, but who knows if Gladstone's 3 Americans, you know, they're the cashed up. I mean, they bought a lot of players too, and they can't get a win. They one win. They beat Townsville in Townsville without, like I said, their NBL players. I think Townsville's going to bounce back and knock off Gladstone up there.
Yeah. I've got to go Townsville too.
Even though they did beat him, and Iliwa Baldwin had a huge game that game.
Wait a minute though. Townsville, you had 2 players who were playing in your Australian B team. And you have Chris Cedar. That's Nordo, Blanchfield and Cedar. That's around 50 points of your team, easily.
If Gladstone beat them this time, and they could. Gladstone could beat Rocky, you know, honestly.
Yeah.
They could lose to... No, they couldn't. Yeah, they have. I mean, they could lose to Maroochydore. You know, I mean, they're that, but who knows? So we're both going for Townsville. And then Townsville will turn around, drive up the highway, and they play the Rockhampton Rockets, coming off those 2 30-point plus 40-point victories last week down in the South. Hard to see Rocky losing, especially when the team's backing up from the night before. I think Rocky will do it in a cakewalk. I think it'll be by 20. That's my pick.
If they have an easy game versus Gladstone, I think Townsville will be up for the Rocky challenge.
So you pick them?
I won't pick them, but I'll pick Rocky, but I think Townsville has a good possibility of pulling an upset.
I don't, but you do?
Yeah,
that's all right.
I think they do. Even if Blanchfield shows up and Cedar, they still have some decent depth.
So have you been up to Bundaberg and smoking and drinking? What's the deal? What was that tip? So you think Townsville could beat them, but you're going to pick Rocky instead?
Yeah.
Okay.
My mind says that probably, all my knowledge says Rocky will win, but something tells me that Townsville has a chance.
Mate, well, there we go. You saw it here. We can come back and let's play it again. We got the next game out at South Pine at Brendel, where the Wizards, 2 o'clock, are hosting Bundaberg. Wow, again, you know, if Wizards could win 140 to 100 because they got that much firepower, or they could lose 60-40, you know, but I'm going to pick Wizards to pick that up because I think probably that, you know, they're going to have to stay together, Bundy, so there'll be something in the news. We'll read about it the next day. So by the time they get around to Wizards at Brendel, they're going to be hating on each other, and they probably can't wait to get separate and get their separate cars and drive back to Bundy.
If Bundy can win the Brisbane game, that would be a huge result for them.
They should.
Northside, nah, they don't have much firepower. They'll struggle controlling. Even if they can control Hurt, they'll struggle to control Goulding. They'll struggle to control Carter.
I just see that I don't think I agree, they'll struggle to contain them. The people that will contain those people you mentioned themselves in their own structure, because who's going to take the shot? They're a bit rudderless. But I just think that Bundaberg is all out there all over the place, and I think Wizards will take them at home to cement #1 spot in their pool. The last game of the round, Gold Coast. They're going to have to drive down and thaw out from the night before in the ice house. They're playing 2 o'clock at South Point School. They're hosting Cairns Mountain. Should be a decent game, but like I said, who knows who's going to show up for the Rollers with all their NBL talent, playing the Cairns with their 4 restricted players. They aren't all restricted, but I have no idea on that one. You know, I'm going to say Cairns.
I'm going to have to go Cairns too, but Gold Coast is whichever team comes out of the roller coaster.
Yeah, that's true. And I got a special shout out to the under-16 boys and girls.
Yep.
National championship. They got a 2nd place. Fantastic result. And it just goes to show you that you don't have to have a development program, because Basketball Queensland have not had one for 3 years. These kids have been all taught and coached by the associations and the club coaches, the hard-working volunteers that have brought these kids to a silver medal. The girls almost went within 3 points of beating Vic Metro. The boys had 2 cracks, not quite good enough, but they got the silver medal. That's the first time it's ever happened, and I think it's a credit to all you people out in the southeast Queensland coaching kids and working and showing you that we actually, the grassroots is where the development happens. Don't worry about any development programs. Those kids come straight through the grassroots, playing a good, strong local competition with good coaches and good volunteers. And congratulations to those children, their family, and all you coaches that helped them get there. Well done.
And you had a lot of kids from your team.
Yeah, we didn't win it, but they did all right in the state team. Yeah, we did. Yeah, we had a few. So it was good, and like I say, it was great, and it was all done by the club. So make sure everybody remembers that, because we haven't had a development program for a while.
Thank you very much, my biatch.
Man,
we apologize for the
Washington.
For the
hiatus.
The hiatus. We'll get it. Oh, you've got to watch this show.